back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe, press that notification so you can see more up and coming videos on Dred FX custom paint. In today's video guys, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step portrait. We've got in front of me here, we're going to be painting Ryan Gosling out of the film Drive. We're going to do a bit of glass etching. We're going to do a scorpion glass etched onto the glass there, and then we're going to do the logo Drive going through it. So that's what's on today's video guys. I will take you through this step by step in time lapses, and then I'll give you little talk throughs on intervals of these time lapses and tell you on the stages where I am, the paints that I'm using, the airbrush, any techniques along the way. Yeah, so let's get into it guys. Right, this is the first break guys, and I'll talk you through that little time lapse that you've just seen. This actual image has got a lot of textures on the face, because you've basically got, like, it's a shaven face but you've got all the darks and lights. So I first went in with the value 9, which is really light, and I'm basically going in with the airbrush and I'm just really flicking the trigger backwards and forwards and just doing sort of like dot passes and just squiggling the airbrush around doing dot work, so it gives it like a texture. So I've gone in with the value 9, and then on the second pass I've dropped 2 drops of shading grey into that value 9 and then just darkened it off a bit and gone in again on the passes and just started to dot them in again. Same technique, just flicking the airbrush trigger backwards and forwards, turn the pressure right down, and it's basically like little dot patterns and just squiggling like figure of 8s and moving the airbrush around in all directions, and you'll get like a textured on the paper. The next stage I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the face, and I'm going to, as you can see on this image here, it's black, so I'm going to black this off, and then I can judge the tones across from the black better and see where I'm going on the darks. I mean, I could hold the value scale up to the screen and start going like that, but I'll just do it straight on the fly and just work around it in my textures and how I want to do it. But I'll get it roughly to this. So we're just starting to work the darks in, coming up the face, all the little dot work. All this is black in here, real dark, and then just starts to fade out to the front of the face and then fades out into the hairline. I've dropped a pass on the hairline, on these darks on the hairline here, and then what we can do is we can go in with some wire techniques and drop blacks and just flick blacks over, take the darks back, then you'll see this grey coming through, and then we can tone that down with transparents as we go along. So that's the first stage. We'll move on to the next time lapse. The airbrush that I'm using today is the Griot's PS2 70. Highly recommend it. I've not put it down now. I've done 3 portrait or 4 portrait videos, and I'm permanently picking this up. I do own a custom Micron, but for me, hands down, this is more comfortable than the Micron. The Micron feels really small in my hand, and this just feels so much more comfortable, and you can get just as accurate with this as you can the micron. And the good thing about this is you've got your air regulator right there on the front, and it is so accurate on this, guys. It's a blinding brush. £118 versus a £400 micron. I'd rather buy 4 of these, and if it lasted a year, so be it. But this has been brilliant, excellent brush, highly recommend it. You can get them on Amazon. I picked that one up for £118 and superb, really, really comfortable, so highly recommend them, guys. So we'll move on. I'll get you the next time lapse and I'll start blacking out this edge. See you in a bit, guys. As you can see in them time lapses, guys, I went round, done the black. I probably missed a bit, I got carried away and forgot to hit the time lapse. But we've gone in and blacked this piece out. I'm just dropping in little bits of highlight just to keep them in place as I'm going round. I've gone in with a dark grey mix, thin this out, and I'm just really going lightly with the trigger and just dotting in. It's more and more and more and more dot work backwards and forwards because it's skin textures, dark light, dark light, dark light, going into real dark around here. So I'm going to start working in these darks, and then I can start bringing this across and just start getting the tones across, and then we can work all this piece in, and then I'll start working down on the jacket and then just tightening things up as we go along. So I'll stick in with the time lapse. I've used a W9, a dark grey, a carbon black, a transparent shading grey, mixed in a couple of these values and just bounced across, going up and down the grey scales, just dotting in and going from there, guys. So I'll see you in the next time lapse. buzzed on and missed a load out of the time lapse. I just got carried away. I'm going to call that one done on the portrait. Basically gone in with the value 9, value 4, value 5, shading grey, black, white highlights, and then on the end bit I got the paint pen, just rub the paint pen down there and then just scuff that back with my finger. It was so hard on this to get the textures because this is a standard paper. This really needed to be a synthetic paper so I could start erasing and knocking back and then really get that photorealistic effect. But I'm going to go with that. I'm going to move you on to the next stage now. I'm going to get the logo cut out, which will go around sort of here. And I'm going to do the scorpion coming across and coming up and do that etched onto the glass. So that's the next stage, guys, and then we'll get this framed up and I'll give you a look at the finished item when it's done. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. There you go, guys, there's the finished picture. I didn't take you through the etching stage because there's 3 of my other videos are up. Check them out and they'll do you more in depth on the etching stage of that. But that's all framed now. We've got the etched scorpion in there and I've done like the bright pink. That's like on the DVD cover or the start of the film is the bright Drive logo there. And that's Ryan Gosling from the film Drive, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Thanks for watching.